Now, KOB Eyewitness News 4 at 10.
And he was an outstanding officer and still is an outstanding officer.
Tonight, we are still not naming that undercover detective injured by his own lieutenant, but we are learning a whole lot more about him. The detective was shot during an undercover drug bust on Friday near Central and Tramway while inside a vehicle with two suspects. And those suspects, Damian Bailey and Edmond Vester, they're both still in jail tonight. Meanwhile, the injured detective underwent a third surgery just this morning. Our Stephanie Claytor spoke with a friend of the detective who says he was working his dream job when he was hit. She has this report from UNM Hospital.
Yes, that's what his former supervisor told me today. He would not discuss the actual shooting, but he did say he wanted to do whatever he could to give that detective's family a helping hand. Again, that detective is here at UNM Hospital in critical condition. It's something Sergeant Lance Hoisington could have never imagined. His former burglary detective getting shot by an APD lieutenant in a drug bust gone wrong Friday. Hoisington recalls the injured narcotics detective being a stellar officer when he worked under him a few years ago.
Proactive, hardworking, hard-charging, honest, straightforward.
He said the detective always worked overtime to solve burglaries across the city.
He's always putting the time in, making sure he did everything right, was always there for his fellow officers, especially when they'd come in with cases or things that needed to be followed up on and investigated. He was always the first person to stand up and say, I'll help you out, what do you need, what can I do for you?
And that work ethic appears to have continued when he transferred to the narcotics unit. Court documents indicate he was assisting a female undercover detective when he was shot. The injured detective has been with the department for 10 years.
He's survived it so far. So just, thinking of the positives, knowing that things are improving and not declining is a comfort in itself.
Hoisington said it was always the detective's dream to go after the drug dealers.
Well, while working for me, he expressed a very strong desire to move into narcotics and to do undercover operations.
That's why Hoisington was devastated when he learned what happened to him. He knew he had to do something to help, so he created this GoFundMe account today. He's hoping to raise $10,000 for the father injured in the line of duty.
Realistically, his recovery is going to be it's going to be a long time for him in recovery. And there's going to be expenses. He's probably not going to be able to return for work for a long time. And we want to be able to help him to meet those needs.
KOB learned yesterday from multiple sources that the lieutenant who fired the shots that struck that detective did not attend all of the pre-operation briefings. The investigation will attempt to determine if that played any role in what went wrong. Here at UNM Hospital, Stephanie Claytor, KOB Eyewitness News 4.